All right, the replacement step. So the replacement step is the step that we're going to use against a guy who is coming straight forward. So we'll do this on an angle here. And the way that this is done is it's done in a triangle this way. So I'm standing on the point of the triangle, and the base of the triangle is up here. So I'm going to be on one side or the other. This is footwork done where you have one foot forward or the other foot forward. If I'm here and he gets close enough here, I slip out of the way. You just replace this foot with this foot and move. You can use this from a shuffling type footwork this way. You can use this a little bit smaller of footwork or a little bit bigger of footwork. However you want to use it, it's just a really evasive footwork technique. And I said in my notes that you can use this with a little bit of the deception by looking in different directions. So if I look this way as I'm about to move, I can give that the illusion that I'm about to step this way and then slip out this way. So if he's moving forward and I do this and move out that way, you notice I'm actually adding that shoulder push in here. So I can use the shoulder push or the elbow push to get out of the way. And the idea with this is it's like taking off running. You want to just replace this foot with this foot and then just take off running. So this is really good if you're just on the line and someone goes to shoot and you just take off. You know? Now if you have the ball, it's going to be a different story because you've only got one hand really to use. So you can use this hand. That's where that evasion comes in handy. If you've got the ball, you're limited a little bit as to what you can do with your hands. So you use that evasion. Step this way, and then replacement step this way. Use that evasive footwork, evasive head movements. All right. I'm going to go back and across. All right, this is footwork if you're evading someone and you have to take a few steps backwards, which we don't like to do because we want to push forward. In martial arts and in football, you don't really want to go backwards, you want to go forward. So if I have to back up a little bit here, if I have to shuffle a little bit, that's fine. Sometimes you can do this, and if you're quick enough, you can move back and then across and out of the way of the guy. So this is really good if someone's shooting against you because the leg that they're shooting for, you're getting it out of the way. So if I'm here and I shoot this leg back and out of the way, I can take off, and it's just like the other steps. If you stay low enough, you've got enough spring in your step to take off running. That's what you want to do. So if I'm here and he shoots for this leg, I'm back and around, and I'm using this other hand. So if you have the ball, you can still use this hand. So if I had to go this way, I have to use this hand on this side. Same hand, just the other side. Either way, you can parry with that same hand. Whichever hand you prefer to hold the ball in, you can use the other hand to parry. And I'm using that upper body off balance point at the elbow here to get away from him, to push him away from me. You can also use the shoulder here this way. You can use the shoulder to off balance on those spots that I told you should find within the stance. Find the spots that are off balancing. Use those ones against you. All right, now the L step and L retreat. L retreat is the one we just did. The L step, you're actually moving forward instead of moving back and out of the way. The L retreat is a retreat. You're going back and then out of the way. You want to stay low so that you have that spring. It's like you're coiled like a spring. You can take off in any direction. With the L step, you're sideways. So this is like, if you're, you might be rooted in this direction, or you might just be standing, in some sort of ready position, and you need to take off and move around the guy. So you can think about this like an L, or like I'm on a giant square. And I can choose to go across the base and up this side, or across the base and up this side. Now with this step, you're not limited like the L retreat. The L retreat, you have 1 foot forward, and you kind of have to go in one direction. You would only use that in certain situations. The L step, you can choose to go this way or this way. All right? So if you want to take this step, and you're standing here, when the guy moves in, as he gets into place there, you can choose to go this way, or you can choose to go this way. All right? Now one thing that you can add to all of this footwork is called a rotor parry. If I'm doing the replacement step, and he comes forward with that hand, I can rotor parry. You just bring your hand up like you're combing your hair back. You can add this other hand in first to give you a little supplemental locking. If you have the ball, you can't really do that. You have to just kind of use this. This is really good for just shedding the guy right off of you. So if I'm here and he comes forward with that hand, I can just kind of shed him off of me like that. It's just like an umbrella, shedding water off. So if I'm here and he rushes forward, I can do that. All right? You can use this evasively, like I said, to lure him this way. If I lure him this way and he turns this way a little bit, it's even worse when I slip out this way because he's facing almost that way. With the L retreat, as I move here, I slip this way and then back out this way. Now, if you can't use this hand because of the ball, you'd have to just use a regular palm strike. And we'll cover the different hand strikes and what ranges to use that at later. If I'm here and I'm moving this way, and I've got the ball here, and I have to take a little step back and then across, I'll probably have to use this hand to perform that same function of getting that guy's arm away from me. Especially if he reaches for the ball, as he gets about there, I can swat that out of the way, and you'll see just that tiny little motion took him off balance. So if we're on this side, and I'm over here, I can use that rotor parry. So if I'm here and I've got the ball, I can use that rotor parry. It's just a quick little slippery move inside here with this hand. And after I've done this, I can push him away with my palm. So say for instance, just the upper body motion, just so you understand it. If he moves forward here, I slip out, and then I can push afterwards. So I stick to him. I slip through here, and then push here. All right? You can slip through here, and then push into the hip. You can slip through here, and then direct the head. You don't really want to hit people, though, so we've got to use this a little bit more carefully. Even if a guy is trying to come low, you can use this same type of motion just to kind of keep him at bay. Use this hand to get him away, and this elbow, not to hit him, but just kind of as a cover, like think of it as body armor rather than hitting people, more like body armor. It's just armor. Your forearm is like your armor. So as he comes in, this kind of gets him out of the way, and then this I can use, if I'm rooted here, I can root and push against the weak parts of his stance with that. And that's what we're going to cover a little bit more in the empty hand section. So let's just go through all of these things again and kind of reestablish all these different steps. So you've got the rooting. If he's coming in and you're, maybe I'm here and I root into that solid stance. All right, I root into that stance. And this is the basic stance. You just have your knees bent and you're nice and solid, nice and rooted in that stance. And you're in a position where you can spring from there. You don't want to be too upright. You don't have any balance like that. You want to be low so that you can push in any direction. That means you have power, right? And speed. So if I'm rooted here and he tries to come in, I can choose to push in either direction. All right? If he's coming straight forward and I pivot this way, I can take him off balance because this is my center of balance here and his center of balance is here. As soon as I turn, now I'm pushing his center of balance in a direction that he can't fix with his feet. All right? So if we're here, like I said, he comes forward, if I can push him off this way. So I don't want to hit him straight on. That's just going to be strength against strength. We don't want that. We want to take advantage of the weaknesses of the body. So when he comes in, I root this direction. So now I'm pushing against his strength instead of just being head to head.